Hi, and welcome to the WHYcast, episode 8. I'm Nancy.
I'm Matt.
And we are the hosts of the only podcast in the world about a hackercamp. This volunteer-run event will take place next year in the Netherlands, approximately 42 kilometers above Amsterdam, from August 8 to 12, 2025. So, Ad, where are we today?
Today we are at the Enthousiastic, which is the Dutch Unix and Linux user community. And they have a couple of events per year.
And a lot of nerds.
And a lot of nerds. So, why-minded people.
Why-minded people, absolutely.
So that's why we're here.
And we thought, let's do a live recording.
Yeah, live recording on location.
Yeah, at least the two of us.
Yeah.
Live. And what are we talking about today?
Well, there's some news from Project Lead, as usual.
Mm-hmm.
We have a very cool interview. And we do have a Where to Hack, where we go into a little bit more about this event, but also where we were last week.
Ah, very nice.
There's the vacancy of the week. Then there's a little history lesson, which ties in with Walter's story from last week.
Who's actually also a speaker here about hacking in the 80s, which is not recorded for reasons.
Mm-hmm. But I think we'll start off with the news.
Sure. So the first news is that on the 14th of December, we have the first physical meet. And that meet will be at Dehler in Amersfoort. Amersfoort. There we have it again. So that's big news. We think that the ticket sales of WHY2025 will start around the Dutch Sinterklaasfeest. So approximately around beginning of December. So that's exciting news. Some people here asked me what the ticket price will be. It's approximately 342 euros, of course. So we have been promoting a couple of events in the section Where to Hack of our WHYcast. So we both been to WHYcon. Can you tell me a little bit about your experience?
That was awesome again. It was now 2 days instead of one like last year.
Mm-hmm.
There were more than 30 talks, if I'm correct.
A lot.
Yeah. And actually after day 2, I could go to an after party, but I was too tired because it was just so much. All cool people, very relaxed atmosphere.
Absolutely.
So very, very cool to be there. And now we're at the Enthousiastic, which is not on a Friday. So we're now breaking the fourth wall and letting you know.
It's a Tuesday. Here we have Lars. Lars is also here.
Yeah. And he's a volunteer, but more on that later.
Very good.
Also, we had we have a new hackerspace in the Netherlands.
We do. We have another hackerspace, the second one in Drenthe.
The second one in Drenthe, in Emmen. It just opened, and I've heard from Boekenworm and Elboro, also volunteers at WHY. That it was pretty cool, the opening, and the municipality even was there. So they're taking it very serious over there in Drenthe.
Good thing.
If you have the chance, go visit.
Absolutely. And those were the places where we could have hacked.
Well, now, Emmen you can still hack.
You can still hack in Emmen, of course, just like all the other hackerspaces. But there's also, if you are listening it on the day that this podcast comes out, you will have the time to go to another event tomorrow.
The BSD Day.
BSD Day, the Dutch full-day event. It is in Utrecht. It's at the Maximus Brewery in Utrecht. And if you go to bsdnl.nl, you will find all the information there.
Yep.
And if you listen to this podcast on Sunday, you're out of luck. You can go there next year, I guess.
Yep.
Cool.
All right.
So we talked about a lot of things, including WHYcon. We did loads of interviews at WHYcon, and today we are going to listen to my co-chair partner in crime, Krischer Boekenworm, and she will tell us a little bit more about her volunteering things that she's doing for WHY. So let's listen to the interview.
Yes.
Viewers of YouTube, it's so cool. She made it herself. I love it.
Yes, I saw some LED filament, and I thought I want to have a mini neon sign for my dress.
It's so cool.
So I'm here at Wicon dressed as a neon sign for Why.
Very good, because we need more Why promotion, of course, and we're here together with a lot of other Why-minded people to do so. So, Crystal, what I want to ask you is, we have our next in-person Why Orga meet in December. Can you tell a little bit about that and where it is?
So it's the next meeting where we can come all together, talk about what our teams are doing. And we're going to do that at Dehler in Amersfoort.
Hey,
They have a new space, and it's big enough for a lot of our people, so we can come there, talk how it goes. We will start at 3 o'clock. Doors open at 2:15, so you can enter there that early. And that's the perfect place to meet each other, talk about our teams, get a taste of all the teams. So if you want to get in, that's also the place to start.
Yeah, and if you want to, you can bring your ugliest Christmas sweater as well.
Yes, because it's December.
It's December, so that's allowed.
Still if you don't want one, but
I also think it's cool to mention that it's the new location of Dehler, because they just moved.
Yes.
So
they're on top of another place, and we have to make their door is visible if you know where it is.
It's also
all the data will be on the wiki.
Hackerspace warming as well.
Their opening party will be a bit later this year, but we can get a sneak peek.
We can get a sneak peek here. That's cool. So, other things. We are recording this at Wicon, the second day, and yesterday you did a talk about
the history of the Dutch hacker events and what they did for the rest of the society. It's an awesome talk, you know that, because you gave it in other places.
Yep.
We are trying this interesting concept where we do half of the conferences to you, half to I, and some of them overlap, and then we do it together.
Yeah. So
and it's going well. It's a nice little history lesson. I get to do what I love most. That's telling small stories and taking people with me. And we just go to all the events that are there. We do a small highlight of 1 or 2 things that were noticeable of them. And And then we'll talk about what Why will be, what's possible, what's there, a highlight of the vacancies. And I think it's a very nice addition to a tech conference like this to have a small tech history lesson.
Absolutely. It's very cool. And we did it at separate places. And we will be in end of December at CCC Congress, hopefully giving this presentation.
Yes.
The CFP has been sent in, so let's
the
hope...
The content team has to decide, but we are available.
We really want to. Open application here in the WHYcast. One of the things I also admire about you is we have a Why stand here at Wicon as well. And of course, a lot of people have never heard of the concept of a hacker camp, have no idea. They just entered cybersecurity scene maybe and have never heard of it before. And I think you can give a great explanation to someone who has never been to a camp like this before on how you can join in and maybe help out on the fun. So let's say I'm new to this. I come to the Why stand with our lovely banner and our lovely LED lighting. How can I get involved and why should I want that?
Well, a big part of it is it's an amazing place to be. Hacker camps are really cool. There are villages with amazing things that you can't imagine. It is a sense of community, and it is a really awesome place to be. There are so many things happening. There are talks, there are workshops, there are just cool people to talk to. And if you don't have a starting point, you can always volunteer on the field. Volunteering is awesome. You do a 2, 3, 4 hour shift and you get a meal in return.
Yep.
And that means you get probably one of the best foods on the field for just doing a volunteer shift. And it's an awesome place to work for if you don't know, to start if you don't have any point of attachment. So if you don't know anybody else, that is a great place to meet people. So angeling is awesome. And if you think, yeah, that's great, but I want to do more upfront, that's awesome. We love those people. You're more than welcome to do. Volunteer at Why, or just my or Nancy's mail, which is bookworm@why2025.org, or volunteers at Why. WHY2025.org. You can find it.
Yep.
And then you can, for example, do a small task or join a team. And joining a team is like an awesome place to find another community to prolong your fun up front. And then you can be one of the people who makes from this empty field where we're going to build up to make that something that a lot of people get so much fun, so much enjoyment, so much learning opportunities from. And it's amazing to do that. There are so many things you can do, things you are good at, but also things that you never done before. You get chances to do things you never done before, riding a golf cart, organizing banners, printing more stickers than you can count. All those things, whatever drives your fancy or whatever is needed. And there's so many enjoyment. I cannot recommend it enough. It's an awesome thing to do, and
it really enriches your life.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I am so incredibly happy that I took the chance when I got it, and I want everybody to have that opportunity. So if you're doubting, get in contact and try to do something. It is amazing.
Yeah. This is why I asked you to tell the story. I love it. Thank you so much. And I'm so happy that you're my partner in crime with the other amazing IFCO board members, Robert and Henry, of course.
And the rest of projectleiding.
And the rest of the whole projectleiding, which we will talk to in the WHYcast as well, of course. So we'll have all the interviews in the future.
Yeah, thank you a lot. I'm very grateful we can do it together and with all the other people and all the volunteers. And I look so much forward to see that field in 2025.
Damn. Oh my God, we make such an amazing team. I just love to work. Crystal is the brains of our operation. I just make a lot of noise. That's what I do, which is cool. So let's talk about the vacancy of the week.
Offsite transportation.
Offsite transportation. And what is that?
They're looking for someone as a team lead for offsite transportation.
A team lead.
A team lead even.
Okay.
While there's not much to do right now, soon there will be, because offsite transportation has to do with all the logistics from and to the terrain.
Right.
And there is a bunch of that. So we do need people. So if you have a knack for logistics and you want to...
if you like puzzles.
Yeah, fitting everything together. Look at the wiki.
Look at the wiki and you can find the information there to help out with the offsite transportation. Cool.
Yes.
Let's go for the next episode of the history lesson.
Yeah, and this is a bit of a weird one.
You want to do some introduction work.
Yeah. Last week, Walter talked about HIP. Mm-hmm. And he showed the badge he got for HIP very shortly.
Yep.
And a few episodes back, when talking about badges, Big Red sent me a photograph of his HIP badge in high detail. And that took me down a bit of a rabbit hole.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So it's not all that much about the camp. I wasn't there, so I don't know. But how the badge was made and what hurdles you had to take back in 1997 to be able to make a badge like that on the spot in the middle of a field. That is what this history lesson is all about.
So let's geek out.
Each episode will be diving into a piece of history, something special from the predecessors of WHY2025. So that could be from the Galactic Hacker Party from 1989, Hackers at the End of the Universe from 93, Hacking in Progress 97, Hackers at Large 2001, What the Hack 2005, Hacking at Random 2009, Observe Hack Make 2013, Still Hacking Anyways 2017, May Contain Hackers from 2021, no, COVID happened, so that became May Contain Hackers 2022. And this week we will be taking a look at printed badges. Because, as already shown by Walter very briefly in the previous episode, the HIP 97 badge, picture on the screen right now, and thanks to Big Red for sending that one in, was printed on the spot in awesome black and white. And get your picture taken at the entrance, wait for the printer to go brr, and then have your personal badge for the event. It is not very surprising today, but back then digital photography wasn't all that common. So, while browsing some old ads, I saw that the top of the line was a Pentium 2 machine with 4 gigs of memory. No, a 4 gig hard drive and a video card with 4 megabytes of video memory. So today we have specs 1,000 times greater. Laser printers were something you had at the office. Inkjet was what people had at home. Digital photography was just starting to become affordable, and in the same booklet with the Pentium 2, I found some pictures of cameras for sale for $300, $1997, so that's double right now. But you would get photo resolutions of 320 by 240, or maybe even 640 by 480 if you paid up. So that's 0.3 megapixels, and if you put that in context, my phone today has a 50 megapixel camera, so that's wildly different. So having in a field in the middle of nowhere a digital camera that takes a picture and immediately prints out your name and picture on a badge would have blown my mind if I were there. I wasn't, unfortunately, but I wish I was. And was also mind-blowing to me was looking at these ads for this Casio camera, for example. It had 2 megabytes of built-in storage, and that means that if you do high-quality pictures, 640 by 480, after 30 pictures, your memory would be full, and you have to look to get it to a computer somewhere and hook it up via some slow interface and get the 2 megabytes to your computer, and then clear the pictures and start over again. There was a slightly more professional camera for sale at that time. The Canon PowerShot 600N was one I found, which boasted a 0.5 megapixel sensor, so 0.5. Still 100 times less than my phone, and that would set you back $1,000 back then, which is double now, so that would be the same as an iPhone 16 Pro Max today. It would hold 4 images on the highest setting before the memory, the full megabyte of memory, would be full. So getting your picture taken on a digital camera in 1997 was not as trivial as today, I would say. And this led me into a little bit of a rabbit hole. I went to look at DSLR cameras back then. Did they exist? Yes. Even in 1991, Kodak already released a 1.3 megapixel camera. You think, well, that's pretty decent if you compare that with the specs that I just mentioned. Yes, that was about $30,000 back then, which makes it 60 now. So for $60,000, you can buy a pretty nice car, new. So okay, Nikon also had a 1 megapixel camera in 1991. That's the one they took up with the Space Shuttle Discovery, so that would also not be a regular consumer camera. The first real consumer DSLR would be the Nikon D1, which came out 2 years after Hacking in Progress in 1999, and still costing an arm and a leg. It had 2.7 megapixels available, and that is quite similar, just slightly more height than this full HD video you're watching right now, if you're watching this on YouTube. So it went fast from there. It was revolutionary as well from a price standpoint, because it wasn't $30,000. It was only $5,000 then. So think almost double right now. I'm not entirely sure what they used at the camp. I'm pretty sure it was something 640 by 480-ish, because that was available for regular consumers if you had a couple of $100 to spare. So I think that would be doable. But if you know, please let me know. Put a comment down below and on YouTube, or send an email to WHYcast at WHY2025.org, and maybe we'll have a follow-up on this. Otherwise, we'll go and look at some digital badges in a future episode. And now back to today.
I did actually talk to people at this event and at Wicon that we have listeners.
We do.
It's amazing. And most of them actually also like it as well, so that's cool. They are not mailing us yet, so you can always mail Nancy or mail
the WHYcast.
And for now, I just checked. We don't have any incoming emails or other things yet.
But we would like to. So if you have a very cool story from your previous camps you want to share, send us an email.
Please reach out to us or send in your video. That's also fine.
Sure.
Or reach out to me or Ad so we can do an interview online. So you can just do it safely at home. And I guess,
With that, we're at the end.
We're at the end of this episode.
Yes. See you next week on Friday.
WHYday.